Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how to make this cover up, and to do so you need two different color yarn. Today I'll be using this light purple yarn, which is called light jasmine, and this yellow yarn, which is called bright yellow. You need your tape measure, and I'm using a size 4.0 mm hook. You need scissors and stitch markers. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to do, move these aside, is to make the middle section for the flower, and I'll be using the yellow for that. You're going to make a magic circle. In that magic circle you're going to make a chain, so chain one. After you made chain one, you're going to make 12 double crochet. Alright, so after you've confirmed that you have 12 double crochet, you're going to pull the magic circle string tight enough to close it, like so. Now in the first double crochet we made, you're going to make a slip stitch. So you're going to insert your hook into that first double crochet, the top of the first double crochet, bring your loop through like so, and close it to make a slip stitch. So since we're using the yellow as the middle section, then this is where you finish with the making the yellow, or the middle, right? So I'm going to chain one and then cut my yarn. So a tip to make this set, you can make an estimated amount of the middle dots, I'll call them dots, an estimated amount that you need for the skirt or the cover up, or you can just make them every time you're making the rest of the flower. Right, so I'm going to make the rest of mine and then show you what to do after. Okay, so now that we've finished making the circles for the flower, we're going to make the petals. To do so, I'm going to get this purple yarn that I'll be using, light jasmine, and you're going to get one of your buttons or the middle piece, right? So you should have 12 chains around. All right, so for the first row with the flowers, you're going to make smaller flowers, and this is because, well, you're going to make this smaller flower, one, if you like to, and two, if your waist is significantly smaller than your hips. If your waist and your hips are not that much difference, the flower, they do stretch, so you can go with it like that. But if not, then the first row is going to be smaller, and this is because we need the same number of flower to match the whole thing, so that it can connect with each other. All right, so you're going to make a slip stitch and attach it to the circle. Then you're going to touch it like so, chain one, and we're going to make a single crochet to that same space, just like so. Then you're going to chain 5, and then you're going to make single crochets all the way down, but you're going to ignore the 5th chain that you did. So make a single crochet into the 4th, one into the 3rd chain, one into the 2nd, one into the first, and then in the base you're going to make a slip stitch. In the next chain you're going to make a single crochet, in the next chain you're going to make a single crochet, and then chain 5. You're going to repeat what you did here. You ignore the 5th chain, and into the 4th you make single crochets going all the way down. In the base you make a slip stitch. In the next chain you're going to make a single crochet, in the next a single crochet, and then chain 5. So I'm going to just continue repeating this. You're going to repeat doing so until you're at the beginning here. So now that we've completed the petals, we're going to join it to the first petal. All right, and to do so, into that same space that we made the first chain, you're going to insert your hook and make a single crochet like so. In the next space you're going to make a half double crochet like so. Into the third a double crochet, and then into the fourth you're going to make 4 double crochets. Then into the single crochets on this side, you're going to, in the first one you're going to make 3 double crochets, then a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. When you've reached the single crochet that we did in between here, you're going to make a slip stitch like so. So we're going to continue making the petals on this, I'm going to call it a stem, so we're going to make the petals on this, right? To do so, we're going to find the first chain that we did. If you stretch it, you should see it separating, you can see it clearly. You make a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, and then 3 double crochet, well, sorry, 4 double crochet into the last chain, and then on the next side where you have your first single crochet, you're going to make 3 double crochets, single crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet, and in the single crochet that we did, you're going to make a slip stitch. So to find the first chain, you're going to stretch it a bit and you should see the first like space on the stem or petal, this piece. You're going to insert your hook into that space and make a single crochet, and then a half double crochet into the next space, a double crochet, and into the last one you're going to make 4 double crochets. On the next side, into the first single crochet, you're going to make 3 double crochets, and then into the second a single crochet, Into the next one a half double crochet, and into the last one a single crochet, and then into the base here you're going to make your slip stitch into the single crochet that you did. So I'm going to continue with finishing this petal and then show you what to do next. Alright, so now that we've completed the flower, what you're going to do is to just at the back here, you're going to insert your hook into the space right here in the middle, attach your loop, and then you're going to complete this with a single crochet and then cut just to finish off the flower petal. Alright, so like so. So this is how your work should be looking like so far. So for the next petal, just going to get the middle, the dot, right? And then we're going to do the same thing that we did before with making the stems. So you make your slip knot, attach it to the middle piece here, chain one, and then make a single crochet, and then you chain 5. So you make your slip stitches in, sorry, not slip stitch, your single crochet, ignoring the 5th chain. So you start from the 4th to the 3rd to the 2nd chain to the 1st, and then in the base you're going to make a slip stitch in the 2nd chain beside of it. You're going to make a single crochet into the 3rd. You're going to make a single crochet, and then chain 5. So you're going to do the same until you've completed all the stems, and then I'll show you what to do after. Now that I'm finished with all the stems, I'm going to do the same and to make my petals, well, the rest of the petals. Right, so you're going to go into the 1st chain and make a single crochet, then the next with a half double crochet, into the next with a double crochet, and then into the last one we're going to make 3 double crochets. After you made 3 double crochets, you're going to pull up your loop into the petal where we had on one side we have 3 double crochets on the left hand side, and then 4 double crochet on the right hand side. Into the first of the 3 double crochet, you're going to insert your hook into the top like so, attach the loop like so, and then tighten it and then pull it through like so to connect it. You're going to complete that double crochet. So you now have your 4 double crochet on the right side. Now for the left side, you're going to pull up your loop, insert your hook into the first of the 4 double crochets on the right side. You're going to insert your hook into that, attach the loop and pull it tight, and then bring it through like so, and then make your 3 double crochets as you would. Now I'm going to continue completing the double crochet, the rest of the flower on each stem. So you make your double crochet, your half double crochet, your single crochet, and into the chain 1, the single crochet that we did in before, you're going to make a slip stitch. Alright, so this is the only thing you'll be joining to the other side. So this is how it looks so far. Alright, So these are the top, the side, and then we have the bottom here, and then the side. So we're going to just continue making the rest of the flower until we're all the way around here. We will just finish it off as we did on the first flower. Okay, so I went ahead and did 4 petals because I'll be doing a total of 5 petals for the sides, right? And what you need to do to get your first row, which should be the length of your waist, you're just going to make the petals and stretch it to see if you get your waist size. Right, so if you look, it's about 19 inches already. Right, so you just make the amount to fit the waist, your waist measurement. To attach the rest of the petals, you just continue with what was shown before. And since this is my last petal, this is what you're going to do when you're working on your last petal, or flower I should say. So I have 3 here, and you know when you're doing the 4th one, you're going to join. So to join, you do the same. You find the first of the 3 double crochets on the left, insert your hook, attach the loop, tighten and pull it through, then yarn over and make your double crochet, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the first of the 4 on the right side, attach your loop, pull it through, yarn over, and then make the 3 double crochets into the chain. Make your 1 double crochet, your half double crochet, and your single crochet. And then where the single crochet was, here, you're going to make your slip stitch. So you'll continue with making all of your petals until you're at the until you're at the 3rd petal here, because this is where we're going to join the first petal to this. Right, so when you have 2 petals left, well, at the peak here on the 3rd petal, so 1 2 3, when you're at the peak, we're going to join this to this side. Okay, so now that I'm at the 3rd petal and I'm at the peak, you're going to pull up your loop, insert your hook, and just attach the loop, pull it through like so, and like this, and complete your 4th double crochet. Pull up your loop, insert your hook into the first of the 4 on the right side, pull through, and then make the 3 double crochets on the left chain there. Make your 1 double crochet, your half double crochet, and your single crochet. Make your slip stitch, and then you continue making your petals until you're at the end here. And so now that we are finished, we just need to do the slip stitch. I'm going to pull up my loop, turn my work, and at the back I'm going to insert my hook, attach the loop, tighten, bring it through, and then chain 1. So now we have our first row, which should look something like this. Right? So remember, your first row should be stretched to accommodate your waist. Right, so this is how it looks. Now for the second row, the last two petals on the first row right here, so I'm going to use some colors to show you what I'm talking about. So in the second row, you'll be attaching your flower to the ends of the two petals in the previous row, and also at the sides. You're going to take the center and then you're going to make your flower. To do so, you attach it as you would before. And then we're going to chain 8. After you chain 8, you're going to skip the last stitch and make a single crochet into the 7th stitch. And you're going to continue with making your single crochets down. So you should have a total of 7 crochets in total. Alright, so after you have your 7 crochets, you're going to make a slip stitch into the center where you attach the chain before. In the next chain, you make your single crochet. In the next chain, you make a single crochet and then chain 8. Ignore the last stitch, which is the 8th stitch, and into the 7th stitch you make a single crochets. Continue making your single crochets all the way down, and remember you should have 7 single crochets. So this is if your hips are wider than your waist, and this is because these flowers are longer, so it will cover your hips, and the top is a bit shorter, so it will cover your waist, even though it's the same amount of flower that you'll be making for the cover. So after you've made your slip stitch at the bottom, you just continue making your single crochets and then your single crochet and then the chain 8. All right, so I'm going to continue doing that until I am around here at the beginning, where I show you what to do to make the rest of the flower. All right, so now that we are at the beginning, you should have a gap here, and remember in the gap you're going to start off with a single crochet. So for this we're going to make 2 single crochets. So one in the next stitch you make another single crochet, a half double crochet into the next stitch, another half double crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet into the next stitch, which should be your 5th stitch, another double crochet into the 6th stitch. So into the last stitch, which is the 7th, you're going to make 3 double crochet, and this is where we're going to join the second piece to the first row that we did. So where I have my stitch marker here, as you can see, on one flower it's on the right bottom petal, and on the second flower is on the left bottom flower right here, the petal. Right, so this is where we're going to join the second piece on. Okay, so to do so, you pull up your loop as you would, and then where you have the stitch marker, remember to join. So on this piece, sorry, remember to join, you're going to start from the third double crochet on the left side here, right, the third one. So it would have been the first of the 3 on the left side. So you insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull up the loop like so, let's pull it through like so, and then make your double crochet. So that completes the 4 double crochet that you would in the last stitch. Pull up your loop, you're going to insert your hook into the fourth double crochet or the last double crochet on the right hand side of the previous petal. Insert your hook, pull through the loop, and then start with making your 3 double crochet on the left side of the petal. So with that, you're going to complete your petal by doing the seam that you did on this side. So 1 double crochet in the next chain, 1 double crochet in the next, a half double crochet in the next, a half double crochet in the next one, a single crochet in the last one, a single crochet, and then into the single crochet that we made on the middle here, we're going to make a slip stitch like so. So we're going to continue with making to complete the petal on this side. So remember, at the beginning you'll have your 2 double crochet in your 2 single crochets in the separate chains, 2 half double crochets in separate chains, a double crochet, then another double crochet, and then in the last you're going to make 3 double crochets, because this is where we're going to join the other petal to the one that I showed you before. So I'm going to pull it up to show you how it is going to look so far. So as you can see, this is how it will sit, like so, right? So I'm going to turn my work. Remember, look for the first of the 3 of the chain, the 3 double crochet in the 1 chain, right? So I'm going to insert my hook, pull through the loop, and then complete that 4 double crochet in that last chain. Pull up the loop, remove the stitch marker, and insert my hook, pull through the loop, make my 3 double crochet into that 1 chain on the left side, and then I'm going to complete this. So 1 double crochet, another double crochet, a half double crochet. Remember, these are in the separate chains, another half double crochet, a single crochet, and another single crochet. All right, so since this is the first flower of the second row, I'm just going to complete all the flower and then come back to you to show you what to do when I'm going to start the next flower. All right, so I've completed the first flower, and you already know how to do so. So what I've done, I've gone ahead and show you how we're going to attach the second flower to. So remember, on the left flower is supposed to be on the right bottom corner, and on the right flower is supposed to be on the bottom left flower petal, so like so. But we need the sides to connect as well, so we have this, so the corner of, well, the side of the first flower. So your thing should look like this. So I have 3 stitch markers to show you where I'm going to connect my petals to. So I went ahead and did it up to this point, as you know how to do already. So what we're going to do now, so we could either join it this way, but we'll have to go all the way around to join it to the top, or we can start from here. The best thing to do is to just start from the right flower on this side. So remember, into the first of the 3 double crochet into this stitch, you're going to insert your hook and then pull up the loop and bring it through to join. So you're going to complete it with making a double crochet, and that will complete the 4 double crochets on the right side of the petal here. I'm going to pull up that loop, remove the stitch marker, insert your hook into the last of the 4 double crochet from this, pull through and make your double crochet, the 3 double crochets into that stitch. So you're going to continue making the same pattern of the 2 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, and 2 single crochets. And remember your slip stitch into that single crochet, like so. So you're going to continue with making the same pattern until you reach the point where you've completed the 3 double crochet into the last stitch. Alright, so now that I'm at the last stitch, which we should have a total of 4, but because we need to join the other flower together, we're going to make 3 and then pull up the loop to join it to make 4. Insert your hook into the first of the 3, pull through your loop, and then complete the 4 double crochets you'd make on the flower that we're working on. This, pull up your loop, and into the last of the 4, like so. You're going to insert your hook and pull up your loop and make the 3 double crochets into the last chain, into the last chain, and make your 3 double crochet. So you're going to continue with the same pattern going down. If you like the video so far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so as yet. And if there is any feedback, you can let me know in the comment box below, and let me know if this pattern worked for you. Alright, so make our slip stitch like so. So as you can see, we're now going to work on the petal that here to join it to this petal. Alright, so we're just going to do the same as we were doing before. So remember, when you've completed the 3 double crochet, remember you should before, you're going to pull up your loop and then look for where you have the last of the 3 on the other, where you're going to connect the flower. Right, in this loop, you're going to join them together and complete those sets. Pull up your loop, move the stitch marker, and into the last of the 4, pull through and make the 3 double crochets. Continue with the pattern. This is how it is looking so far. This is how your work should look. So you're going to continue for the rest of the row to complete row 2 with the same thing that you've done here to join to the previous flower, right? So remember, in the previous row, this one, this petal, and then you join it to the petal here. So you're going to continue until you've completed row 2, and then I'll show you what to do for row 3. I'm almost finished with the second row. The only thing I have left to do is to join the first flower that we made for the second row to the last, and you just join it the same like so, right? So this is how your work should be looking like so far, and as you can see that this size is now increasing, right? So the second row we're going to, sorry, the third row, we're going to do the same thing that we did for the second row. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and start with making the petal for this section, and then show you what to do to join. So it will be the same as you did for the second. So remember, in the first flower that you make to join, it will be on the bottom, on the left flower, the bottom right petal, and on the right flower, the bottom left petal, like so. So I'm just going to finish mine off camera, because what you did in row 2 is basically the same that you'll do for row 3. I'll come back and then show you what to do for the rest of the cover up. By now your work should look something like this, right? What I should have said earlier was that your first row, you should measure it around your bust to see if it can fit, if you're going to put it over your head, and that is if your hips are wider than your bust size. So this is how it looks. To show you the back, so this is how it should look like so far. So now we're going to finish the top. You can leave it like this if you want to, or if you want to make the strap to go across, then I'll show you what to do next. So the first thing we're going to do is to make the chain, and that is where we will tie the back. So I'm going to chain 50. All right, so now that I have 50 chains, I'm going to go to where I'm going to have the back piece, right? So whichever side you want to be the back, then you just find that. Insert your hook and make a single crochet, and in between these wider spaces you're going to make 7, so 9 spaces. In the middle double crochet, you're going to insert your hook with a single crochet. Now in between the smaller gaps, you're going to chain 5 to make a single crochet. So you're going to continue doing so until you reach the end here, right here, to tie them together. Okay, so this is how it looks, right? As you can see, it's a bit loose, and that's because when I tried to make the wider gap 9 and then the smaller gap 5, it didn't fit over the hips, because on the mannequin the bust is wider than the hip, so that's the way I have to put it on. So I had to adjust the number of chains between the petals here. All right, so this is 9 and then this is 9. It could be a bit smaller, so you could chain 7 as well, but I would suggest that after you made the chain 9, you try it around the same way as you did before you did the waist, the strap, the chains for the waist. Try it on and see if it works for you. So remember, I did 9 here and then 9 in between the petals. You can maybe adjust it to maybe 7 chains instead. And then this is the back. So as you can see, the back would be bigger. So as I mentioned before, you wouldn't chain the last 2 petals, you wouldn't make any chain, you would just make the straps, so that at least you can tie it to make it a bit tighter, so it wouldn't necessarily show that it is loose. But if you find a way how to make it work for you, you can let me know in the comment section below, and help each other out. All right, so we're going to just do the same for the bottom piece of the skirt. You're going to make your chain and you're going to start from the back. Well, attach this, the yarn, and I'm going to make a total of 12 chains since it's between the wider gaps. And you want to make them not tight, but not so loose as well, just the right amount of tension. And join. So as you can see, there's some tension between. So I'm going to add 2 more chains. Alright, so I'm going to attach that with a single crochet. So this is how it looking so far, and it has less tension than before. So I'm going to move on between the petals here. Chain even. So this seems to be working so far, so I'm going to continue with making the wider section with 14 chains and in between the petals with 10 chains. So all you have to do, remember, is to make the pattern, the last piece, instead of 12 that I mentioned before, you chain 14, and in between the petals you chain 10. So you do it all around until you're at the starting point where you just connect both pieces together, and then that's it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have any comment suggestion, please let me know in the comment box below. If you want to send me a DM to ask me any other question, you can send it to my Instagram account. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. All right, so thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.